compliance codes.
Characteristics of responsible research. Informed consent is one of them.
Okay, what are the code numbers for that?
9.02 and 9.03.
9.02 informed consent.
That's 9.03. 9.02 is characteristics of responsible research. Would that apply?
I would think so.
I think so. 909.
And then 9.03 is
Informed consent.
Behavior analysis are going to grant fee panels or investigate fees. Research.
You mentioned treatment and intervention efficacy.
Yeah, that was. Let me see.
It's 2.09.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Responsible.
What about 2.10 documenting professional work and research?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think we're going to find quite a few that apply to what we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And we can use the visual for those too when we list them.
Oh yeah, because we could pull up what the code read. Assessing behavior.
Okay, well, if we want to keep going, under code 3, there's behavior analytic assessment consent.
Okay.
It says prior to conducting an assessment, behavior analysts must explain to the client the procedures to be used, who will participate, and how the resulting information will be used.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And then behavior analysts must obtain the client's written approval of the assessment procedures before implementing.
Individualize. Considering available resources.
I guess if you want to keep going, then explaining assessment results, consent client records. Oh my gosh, can you guys hear that banging?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that's my 2-year-old hitting part of his crib on the wall.
Let's see, characters.
Well, I guess for the codes that we're listing here, maybe just give the brief description of what each one is.
Okay.
Do you think that's what we're looking for here?
Yeah, I mean, and she said that we can make that a visual too.
Okay.
So as they're listed, we could put the code number, the name, and then like quick bullet points if we're whatever we're gonna say.
So I'm just putting in there, will include as a visual via PowerPoint, and then we'll list the codes and their brief explanations. We can read it off while we're doing it, but that way we have, something visual.
Yeah.
Any other codes you guys coming through?
I'm reading through them.
What? Did you brush your teeth? Go brush your teeth, please. That would be my 9-year-old.
Medium. I think those are good because the other ones are like responsibility to client or like the BCBA.
Yeah, I mean, there's some that
codes.
says involving clients in planning and consent, individualized behavior change programs. That says behavior analysts must tailor behavior change programs to the unique behaviors, environmental variables, assessment results, and goals of each client. Kind of sounds more of an argument for having an evidence base because kind of like what she mentioned today in the discussion board is the across the board punitive things just don't work.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I guess like all of 9, behavior analysts and research.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, we'll have a lot to talk about with that.
Did you say 2.05? The rights and prerogative of clients? It says like the rights of clients. It says 2.05. It says clients must be provided on request an accurate current set of credentials, permission for electronic recording of interviews and sessions.
Okay.
Okay. 2.05 rights. I could type. I have 1.01 reliance on scientific knowledge, 2.05 rights and prerogatives of clients, 2.09 treatment intervention efficacy, 2.10 documenting professional work and research, 3.03 behavior analytic assessment consent, 3.04 explaining assessment results, 3.05 consent client records, and then it skips to 9.02 characteristics of responsible research, and then 9.03 informed consent.
Okay.
I feel like there are some things in the 4s that applied as well,
Let me see.
but I could be wrong. Get back here.
I'm gonna read it real quick.
Approving behavior change programs.
I think that would work, and then individualized behavior change programs.
Yeah.
Did you say 4.06 describing?
No, I don't have anything in the 4s.
Okay, because it says describing to the client the environmental conditions that are necessary for the behavior change program to be effective. Environmental conditions that interfere with implementation. No, we don't want punishment.
Yeah, least restrictive procedures.
I guess 4.11 too. It says discontinuing behavior change programs and behavior analytic services. So criteria for discontinuation of the behavior change program when criteria are met or
Okay.
attained from the program. upon when goals have been met. Yeah. So that's when the research is all done.
Mm-hmm. And we fixed them, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a joke, Dr. Kim. Okay.
I think those are a good
So I
amount.
have 12 EACB compliance codes listed.
Cool.
Okay. Okay.
So then
It's
we
interesting what's going on right now. Hi. Say hi.
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 All right, so point C has the compliance codes. Point D explains the structure of the presentation debate guidelines.
So
What are we gonna say there?
I guess that's for you. You'd be like, so-and-so will say a pro, so-and-so will say a con, and so-and-so will back it up with research and show visuals, I guess. I guess we're just like saying who's going to do what. Or we'll be listing. I feel like that, but I feel like point 2, the summary, like explains that in a way. Because it says,
Yeah.
we'll provide a brief statement about the following. So I feel like that's the same thing as 2, right? When I watched the example one she had posted before on Google Hangout, all they did at the beginning was like the people said their name, listed their position, and then they just jumped right into it. So.
Yeah.
So do you think we could take that D out of it?
Yeah, we could probably take that out. And I was
Okay.
going to say, we should probably in the introduction, before defining evidence-based treatments, maybe we should introduce everyone.
Yeah. Agree.
I mean, that's what we do at IEP meetings, so...
Yeah. That's what they did in the example she posted to before. So you could just write,
Okay.
each member will introduce themselves and...
Yeah.
I guess say their role, because in the example they said their role too.
Oh, okay. Good idea. Yeah, especially because we're doubling up, right? So that make it confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have introduction of members and their roles. And everyone can just introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know, what are we going to do about this other member? Should we just keep going, and if she pops in, then she pops in? I guess.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I guess when we send this email, I can email her and ask her kind of where we go from here, since
Well,
we're
I mean,
like...
you could say it right now. She's been out of the country, right? She's in Europe.
Yeah, and she had limited internet access.
So she has limited internet access, and we really haven't discussed anything with her. I mean, we've been emailing, but she hasn't been a part of the group chats.
But we don't actually do our debate for a while, so
Yeah, so we do have time. That's true.
Yeah.
maybe once she's back and we can meet a little more regularly with her, that would help.
Yeah.
Kaylee, the other video showed us talking about Natalie making the outline. Do you want to say something real quick about that too?
Oh, yeah. So the other Natalie Chiato, she couldn't be here for the video today, but she did make this rough outline for us. So she's definitely a contributor. Just couldn't be part of the video.
Woo! Okay, so then we have introduction, summary.
Who's the summarizer? I've forgotten.
I know, I
Natalie.
can't remember either. So,
Natalie.
Natalie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
The one that's
Original.
been participating.
Natalie 1. We're going to call her Natalie 1.
Natalie won.
Okay, Natalie 1.
Natalie 1 is the summarizer. Okay. So then she needs to identify the specific points to which I'm going to change. She had she/he. I'm going to change it to she. Has been assigned. So it says, we'll provide brief statement on the background of the following. So I'm at point 2B1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Professional and ethical issues and dilemmas. So that includes randomized controlled trials, informed consents, intervention period of the clinical trial, and sample size of the participants.
Okay. Do we need to expand on any of that, do you think?
I think
Or
not so
outline?
much because it's just an outline.
Yeah, I'm thinking too.
Because, like, as I feel like it's only week 4. Like, we've only been able to really meet and plan out so much.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But at least we have the ideas down.
Yes.
And then, so then, bullet C, we could just write, under point C, just write, we'll list pros and cons of each state or each point.
All right, so B will provide brief statement, blah, blah, blah. And then C says pros and cons will be listed and discussed for each point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we know that's what we're going to do. We just have to get the information.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then should we say who's going to say it?
Oh, good point. The summarizer.
Because technically we can just, like, write somebody now, and then if it changes, it changes. Like, we could always just, like, update her on what our outline looks like.
Yeah.
If
If our roles change, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Natalie will do, well, she'll probably do all of that, all of number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, because aren't 3 and 4?
Is where we go in, like, the pros and cons. Yeah. So she's just going to list the topics, I guess, what we're talking about. Yeah. And then we'll break it down one by one.
Okay.
Should we assign the other Natalie to do? I guess, like, be one either pro or con. Just put her in there. Because I'm going to be popping in, or you can write, like, I'll be popping in, like, based on the research that we find and what it falls under. Every time someone says, like, well, I believe this, this, and this, and this, or I believe something about random controls, and I can pop in and be like, well, this research has said so on, and so on, is what I'm supposed to do. Based on what we find. I think, if I'm correct.
I'm sorry, can you say that? I just saw that Natalie emailed us in the group chat. I was going back.
Oh, what'd she
like
say?
5 minutes ago. She just said hi. Well, I'll tell her. I'll tell her that we're videoing and we explained her situation.
Yeah.
So the debate outline instructions. Now, is this the rubric for what we're turning in today?
Debate outline instructions. I think so. Yes.
Okay.
The outline includes 6 references that are all appropriate for the debate topic.
Well, I think among all of us, we've come up with way more than 6.
Yeah. Does she want, like, an APA, an APA?
I'm just going to go ahead and tag those 6 at the end of the outline.
Okay.
I mean, it may not necessarily be ABA formatted, but it doesn't actually say it has to be. So.
Yeah.
For the references, you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it says you want to be sure to include any research articles that you plan to use, include any of the ethical codes you'll be using to support. So she never said anything about APA.
Okay, yeah, so just put the article title and the authors and thinking.
And all it says is, like, group should use a format that makes sense to everyone. And so far, we're doing fine with this, so.
Yeah. So I've got, who did the, who was this? I can't remember who did this one. It was the ethical debate, Word document. It had yes and no at the top. And
Kaylee did it.
I think that one's mine.
Yeah.
Is that yours? Okay, I was going to say, because you had a ton of articles that...
Yeah, I do have a lot of articles listed. Let's see.
Which will be very helpful.
And
I'm just
actually
right
fighting
now.
in APA.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm just going to go ahead and cut and paste and put them in APA format just because that's the kind of person I am.
Ooh, Mallory. Should we write in there, like in the outline, upon conducting more research, as we find more visuals, we will add them in?
Yeah.
At least, because all she told me was we just have to talk about either what we're going to put in or what we plan to put in.
Okay, yeah. So we'll plan to look for some kind of visual that's like a chart. Hopefully we can find.
Yeah.
Like a good source.
Find or create. I mean, it wouldn't be that much to.
Oh, that's true.
Throw something together. Colors and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just cutting and pasting right now, so you guys go ahead and keep talking.
And then it says potential questions. Where's that thing? And that would be for... It says the fielder identifies potential questions that would be asked and creates a frequently asked question and answer presentation at the end of the debate. Any questions regarding the group, sign, point, counterpoint on the member's presentation. Fielders are also responsible for any important material omitted by a group member. So, frequently asked questions. Could that be like, even though we're going to talk about it, but like simple questions like why is evidence-based important? Or how is evidence-based practices affected like children with disabilities? Because it just says like...
I think maybe like more specific, like about what we actually talk about. It's going to be hard to come up with those right now.
I think anything that we come up with as questions as we're going should just be listed as questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
For example, our first one was, what is evidence-based? Right? That was one of the things that we said, well, we need to define this because people are going to want to know. Well, that could be under the frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
Oh, it's frequently asked questions? Okay.
Yeah, it says identify what potential questions that would be asked and create a frequently asked question and answer presentation at the end of the debate.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
So I figured it's just like simple couple questions that people ask. What is it? Why is it useful? Or why we need it?
Yeah. Good one.
Okay, I'm throwing in your articles, and then I'm going to go see some of the other information that people have put in to see what other articles they've used.
Okay.
That we've used some of the information for.
I'm gonna Google Hangout you a link, or just in the chat.
Okay.
That you can add on there. 'Cause that's the one that I use a lot today, too. So our thing isn't due till week 14, which is the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay, so for the additional points, after what, 3, 4, wait, we're looking at points 3 and 4. Are we simply just listing the, like, someone will say pros, someone will say cons? Don't we need to have, like, someone assigned to that?
Yes. So we'll just put pro in someone's name, con for someone's name on each point. And then are you trying to break down like each point, like randomized control trials, pro con, then someone's name? Informed consent, pro con, then someone's name? Just so we can get specific.
I wasn't getting that specific yet. So summarizer, Natalie, is it CHIADO?
Yes.
Will identify the specific point to which she has been assigned. So we'll provide brief statement on the background of the following. So she's going to kind of summarize those points. And then the researcher, what's the other role?
That's my role, the researcher.
And then there's another one.
The illustrator.
And that's our shared role.
Yeah, it says that has any important responsibility of making the point counterpoint relevant to the other students through examples, graphs, or in-class experiments. How is that point counterpoint important to the people in the class, and what is a good way of illustrating that point?
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out like who's gonna say what, because I know that's part of the rubric. That's what we need to assign, even if we have to change it later. Maybe now, just assigning that to someone.
That's fine. I'll say a pro, because there's 4 of us now, or there's so we can each, like, one of us can say all the pros for the third bullet. Someone can say all the cons for the third bullet. Someone can say all the pros for the 4th bullet, all the cons for the 2nd bullet. I guess we'll just assign anybody for now, and then as we go, if we need it, we'll just change it.
Okay, so who wants pros for professional and ethical issues and dilemmas?
I can do that.
Excellent. Who wants...
Who's the fielder? Because I guess that was my thing.
I think, are you the fielder? So that would be for potential questions. I think this is where the issue comes in of why other people have 6 people.
Okay.
But I'll take either pro or con, because I'm going to be talking about the research with it anyways, too. So you could just put me down as either one.
I'll do whichever one you don't do.
All right, so I have Kaylee as pros for professional and ethical issues. Ashley as cons.
Okay.
Okay.
For now. I mean, if we have to change it, we have to change it.
Yeah.
It's not. So financial, political, and societal impact, pros.
Just keep it the same.
Or should we just put down the other Natalie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we could put both Natalies on there.
Yeah, because essentially what I'm going to be doing is, aren't I going to be like summarizing what the points are going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like, okay, well, now we're going to talk about financial, political, and societal impact.
Yeah.
Here are the points we come across, blah, 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 blah. Here are the cons, blah, blah, blah. And then I turn it over to the Natalies.
Yes.
Okay.
And, like, my role says the researcher, but I feel like that's what we're doing on our own. If we're defending what our point is, then we're obviously going to say the research behind the pro or the research behind the con.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Rather than, like, me just popping in after you guys, if we're each saying a point, we have to back up our point somehow, I guess. Or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to make notes over there, I'll be in charge of dealing with the video stuff. So that, because there has to be someone's job, apparently. That's what it was in the other example of just switching the videos back and forth when someone's talking.
Okay, awesome. So you're saying, like, we don't actually need the role of the researcher since everyone when we present, it's gonna be all research. We're gonna do our own.
Yeah, right. Does that make sense? I mean, it's not that I don't want to like not have my part, but because it says the researcher reports any studies having some bearing on the particular side of the point or counterpoint to which he or she has been assigned to.
Yeah, so if you're already saying the counterpoint, then you're gonna also be saying the research behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured she would know that we're going to be sharing our roles since there wasn't that many people in our group.
Yeah.
Well, I think we also put that in our last
Yeah.
meeting information too. That we're all kind of helping each other out. Okay, do you want me, let me go ahead and email to you guys the outline before it's submitted.
Okay.
Okay.
That way you guys can be like, yeah, this looks ridiculous, or
I'm sure it'll be great. Ashley, I couldn't open that link that you sent.
Oh no. Let me try it again. Actually, I can save it as a PDF and then I'll just upload it as a PDF.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'll go back to it.
Can you guys see me every time I cough? Just like pull up my picture.
actually I haven't been paying attention.
Okay, good.
Now I will, so go ahead and cough. And
I've been like so sick this whole week. So. And I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, my students have all been sick, and they get man colds when they're sick.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what is it?
They're dying, and they need Mucinex and Sudafed and cough. You have the sniffles, you're fine.
Yeah, right?
But they don't listen, so. Okay, I think I emailed a copy of the outline. If you guys want to go over that.
Okay. Natalie, I will send the link out in a second. I mean, the PDF in a second. Okay. Email. Okay.
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Yeah.
So that,
Should we make a note under potential questions
yes.
Oh, yes, you're right.
and just say that as we continue through and questions pop up, we will add questions? And what do we say for a
We
close?
could write that, what is evidence-based research? Is that one that you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think she's looking for closing remark? Just like this.
Yeah, do you think we have to make a decision, like what we think is best?
Oh, yeah, that was actually a bullet point. Like our point of view and what we think.
Okay.
Yeah, and typically in a debate, when we do a closing, it's recapping everything and
Yeah.
kind of sharing our point of view.
Okay, so that'll be everyone.
Yeah. Should it be everyone or should we choose a person and say like we think?
Let's choose a person to go with the majority of the opinions. I think the majority of the opinions are, yeah, duh, we need evidence-based research.
Yeah.
But, so I'll just say recap both sides and state our point, state our belief regarding evidence-based. So under potential questions, point A, I said, what is evidence-based research definition? And then point B, as we continue research, we will add questions that have arisen. Closing, recap both sides and state our belief regarding evidence-based practices.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Do you guys feel that we've covered everything in the rubric?
I think so. If you want to put my name down for the closing, I can do that. If we need someone there.
Okay.
In the outline.
It says you also want to show that you considered a time frame for the debate.
Oh, okay.
So it says 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh,
So,
okay. We'll put how long each section is going to be?
Yeah.
So for the introduction, that includes introduction to members and their roles, definition of evidence-based treatments, the Sunland Miami scandal, BACB compliance codes. Should we, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 10.
Yeah. Okay.
How long did you say?
It says 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I mean, it always seems like, oh, I've got to talk for 30 minutes, but I always go over. I'm a teacher, so I can talk.
Yeah. And once we start talking about our points and we elaborate on stuff, that's definitely going to take time.
Right.
For our pros and cons.
Yeah.
So if we allow 10 minutes for the introduction, say 5 minutes for the summary.
Yeah.
And then maybe 10 minutes for each point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That includes pros, cons.
Yes.
Then we've got more than we need.
Yeah, then we're good. And then 5 minutes just for questions and closing, I guess.
Hang on a second. I'm looking at professional ethical dilemmas. So point 3 would be thinking 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. So that brings us at 35 minutes.
Yeah. Approximately. Potential questions will allow 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not going to take that long, but, we'll just 5 minutes, and then closing 5 minutes, and we're good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then let me read it one more time. Show the group is clearly. Should consider the time frame. Ensure that the amount of content will fall within the appropriate amount of time. So we did that. We did plans, times, visuals. We included. It says to make sure to include any research articles that you plan to use and include any of the ethical codes. So we did the codes.
Yeah, and I have articles under references.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's at the bottom, so we're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the time was definitely, I think, just one of the last points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It looks good. Thank you for doing the references.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, good job, Kelly.
We're doing the outline.
All right, do you guys want me to send you an updated copy of this?
Sure.
Yes.
Or we can see it, because it'll be submitted, right?
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
I'm one of those people, I just want to make sure everyone's okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
You don't have to look at it. You can pretend it's okay.
Now, should we meet again next weekend, or should we give it some time? Give it 2 weeks of everyone doing research and...
Yeah, do you want to just communicate through email over next
Yeah.
week, and we'll see what we need to do.
Because after this video, we could run it through, once we start doing a practice is when we actually have to record again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to have 3, so this is our second video.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully by our third one, we'll have all our members in.
Hopefully. So I think part of my role is to make sure that everyone's actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll probably check in with you guys maybe next weekend, see how everyone's doing, and we can all kind of, share what we've gotten if we've found anything else.
Sounds good. And we can pick a date, I guess, in the next couple weeks to meet so we can like fill in the outline, I guess. So like throw in that pro and throw in the con so that it's there written out for us.
Right.
So all right, sounds good.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a good week.